All right, let's dive into one of the most mind-bending, out-there ideas in all of science, the multiverse. We're going to try to make sense of it.
You've seen it everywhere, right? Comic books, blockbuster movies, this idea of parallel worlds. But is there any actual science behind it all? I mean, is it really possible that our entire universe is just one of many?
So first things first, let's get on the same page. When we say multiverse, what are we even talking about? Well, it's the theoretical collection of, well, everything. Not just every star and galaxy we can see, but every single possible universe, each with its own space, its own time, and maybe even its very own laws of physics.
You've probably heard a ton of different names for it, right? Parallel universes, alternate universes, many worlds. One analogy I really love that physicists use is a patchwork quilt, where every single patch is its own universe, all stitched together into this one grand cosmic fabric. Kinda cool.
So, what would these other universes actually look like? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. Because there isn't just one single theory of the multiverse. Oh no, there are several, and each one proposes a completely different kind of reality.
To help us get our heads around all these wild ideas, cosmologist Max Tegmark came up with this really handy classification system. He breaks it down into 4 different levels, and they build on each other, going from something that's almost a guarantee if space is infinite, all the way to something purely abstract and mathematical.
Okay, so level I is the easiest one to wrap your head around. It just assumes that our universe is infinitely gig. Now, if that's true, then just by pure statistics, the way particles are arranged has to repeat eventually. And that means way, way out there, far beyond what we can see, there could be another region of space just like ours. Another Earth. And yeah, maybe even another you.
Level 2 comes from this theory called eternal inflation. The idea is that the crazy fast expansion after the Big Bang didn't just stop everywhere at once. So you get new bubble universes constantly popping into existence, kind of like air pockets in a rising loaf of bread. And get this, each bubble could have totally different physical laws, creating some seriously bizarre realities.
Now for level 3, we have to take a detour into the super weird world of quantum mechanics. You've heard of Schrödinger's cat, right? The many worlds idea says that when a quantum decision is made, like whether the cat is alive or not, the universe doesn't pick one, it splits. So you get one universe where the cat is alive and a whole separate one where it's not. Both are real.
And finally, level 4 is, well, it's the most abstract and mind-melting of them all. It basically says that any universe that can be described by math must exist somewhere. It's the ultimate collection of every possible reality you could ever conceive of. Physics is math in this view.
And just so you know, Tegmark's system isn't the only game in town. The physicist Brian Greene, for example, has laid out 9 different kinds of multiverses. We're talking brain universes that float around in higher dimensions, and even the possibility that we're living in a simulated universe. Yeah, the theories themselves are basically endless.
Okay, deep breath. That was a lot of theory. It all sounds like something straight out of an amazing sci-fi novel. But is any of it actually real? It's time for a reality check. Let's talk about the search for actual hard evidence.
So where would you even look? Well, scientists have been scanning the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow from the Big Bang. They're searching for any weird cold or hot spots, maybe bruises left behind if another universe bumped into ours. And so far, nothing. No statistically significant proof at all.
But then, back in 2015, something strange popped up. An astrophysicist named Dr. Rangaram Cherry was looking at this cosmic radiation and found a signal that was a whopping 4,500 times brighter than it should have been. One of the wilder explanations? Maybe, just maybe, it was the echo of a collision with a parallel universe.
But, and this is a huge but, Dr. Chari himself was the very first person to say, whoa, hold on, let's not get ahead of ourselves. He pointed out they could just be dust in our own galaxy messing with the signal. Because, as he says, claims this big require a very, very high burden of proof. And this signal, while fascinating, just doesn't clear that bar. Not yet, anyway.
So this lack of any slam-dunk evidence has sparked a really fierce debate right in the heart of the physics community. The big question is the multiverse a real scientific theory we should be pursuing, or has it drifted over the line into pure philosophy?
And listen, this isn't some fringe argument. We're talking about the absolute heavyweights of physics on both sides of the aisle.
You've got pioneers like Stephen Hawking and Alan Guth on the side of the proponents, while legends like Roger Penrose and George Ellis are some of the biggest skeptics.
The cosmologist Paul Davies really hits the nail on the head for the skeptics. He argues that if you can't test for something, if you can't prove it false, how is that really any different from a theological discussion? He says believing in unseen universes that can never be detected, well, it basically requires a leap of faith.
And the physicist George Ellis has a really thoughtful take on it too. He's not saying the idea is wrong or bad, he's just saying we need to be honest about what it is right now. He calls it scientifically based philosophical speculation. It's fascinating to think about for sure, but we can't call it proven science. We just have to live with the uncertainty.
So where does that leave us? We're stuck with this massive, profound question. Is the multiverse an untestable fantasy, a beautiful idea that's leading physics down a rabbit hole? Or is it the next great frontier, the key to everything, and we just haven't figured out how to test it yet? The jury's still out, and that leaves us to wonder, what else might be out there?